Okay, today in French we are looking at using adjectives to describe our town. So we're going to learn a few adjectives first. We're going to need to learn the masculine form, which I've put in blue, and the feminine form, which I've put in red, of these adjectives so that we can use them in our sentences. The first one means big, and the masculine form in blue is grand, grand, and the feminine form is grande, grande. So that's grand and grande. If something is old, the masculine form is vieux, 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 and the feminine form is vieille, vieille, vieille. New is nouveau, 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 or nouvelle, nouvelle, nouvelle. Beautiful is beau, 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 or belle if it's feminine, so belle, belle, belle. If there's lots of something, we say beaucoup de, beaucoup de, beaucoup de. And if there's few or not many, we say peu de, peu de, peu de. So, here's the reason why we've had to learn the masculine and feminine form of those adjectives. We need to make sure when we use them in sentences that if we're describing a masculine noun, so we've looked at those before, those are nouns that start with un, so I've got them here in blue on the left, un supermarché, un hôpital, un parc. If it's feminine, it's these ones in red here that start with une, so une poste, une église, une rivière, and all of those other ones in red. So if we're describing a masculine noun, so for example, a supermarket, supermarché is masculine, we need to use the masculine form of that adjective. So if I want to say a big supermarket, I'm going to say un grand supermarché. I'm going to use the masculine form of big. Same thing with park. Park is masculine. I'm going to use the masculine form of beautiful, and I'm going to say un beau parc. Now, if we're describing a feminine noun, so one of these ones that's in red here, so école is feminine, we need to use the feminine form of those adjectives. So if I want to say a new school, I can't say nouveau, I have to use the feminine form, which is nouvelle, une nouvelle école. Same thing with church. Church is feminine, so I can't say for old, I can't say vieux, I have to say vieille, the feminine form of that adjective. Now, as with all languages, there are exceptions, and hôpital is slightly different. So if you're writing a sentence about a hospital, it's not nouveau, beau, and vieux. Even though it's masculine, it's nouvelle, belle, and vieille, just spelt slightly differently. So if you're writing sentences with hospital, I would recommend you come back and look at these slides because it is a slightly different one. If we're using beaucoup de and peu de, so those are the phrases that we learned that mean lots of and few, we have to use the plurals of the nouns. Now, for most of the words we've learned in this unit, it's really easy. We can just add an S, to the end of them to make them plural. So if I'm saying there's lots of libraries, that's beaucoup de bibliothèques, and I've just had to add an S to the end there. If there's few bakeries, that's peu de boulangeries with an S on the end. Lots of shops is beaucoup de magasins with an S, and few parks is peu de parcs. So with all of those, the rule is the same. You just add an S on the end. And again, as per usual, there are still some exceptions. So with some words, we can't say beaucoup de, we say beaucoup the apostrophe. You have to use an apostrophe instead. And those three words that we've learned that we have to do that for are église, école, and épicerie. You can see these ones all start with an E, but in French in general, we have to do that for all words that start with a vowel. So if you're looking at, if you want to say there are lots of churches, it would be beaucoup d'églises. You wouldn't say beaucoup de églises. Same thing with few schools. Peu d'écoles, the apostrophe. Beaucoup d'épiceries, the apostrophe as well. And then back to hospital, which seems to always be the odd one out. The plural is different and we have to use an apostrophe. So I can't just add an S to the end. It's a strange one. It's AUX. So again, if you're going to write sentences about a hospital today, I would recommend that you come back to this slide and have a look at it, because hospital is always a bit of an odd one out. So here are some examples of the types of sentences that we'll now be able to make. So we can say there is a big school. Il y a une grande école. So that's feminine. Use the feminine form of the adjective. Il y a une belle bibliothèque. There's a beautiful library. Again, that's feminine, so you've used the feminine form of the adjective. And then il y a un vieux magasin, is there is an old shop. That's masculine, so you use the masculine form of old. Il y a une nouvelle église et un beau parc. So we can use those conjunctions that we've been working on in these sentences too. There is a new church and a beautiful park. And then il y a beaucoup de supermarchés, mais il y a peu d'épiceries. There are lots of supermarkets. I've had to add an S to the end to make it plural, but few groceries, again with an S on the end because it's plural.